Oh, hello, world. I'm on again. It always catches me by surprise, though. Yes, it's me again, your very lovable and dashingly handsome older man, here to just make your day. You really don't know what you're missing out on. And, oh, well, to start off, we'll get this out of the way. Drum roll. Local weather. It's 25 degrees and 75% humidity. It's a little cloudy, but the sun's got a bit of a bite to it when it pops out from behind the clouds. We had 2.5 mil in the gauge this morning, and that gives us 88.5 millimeters for the last 3 days. Not great for all the visitors that come to Coffs Harbour, but nothing you can do about it, is there? No. And I'm glad to say that they finally, according to what I've seen on the forecast, they got some rain out in the very dry country west of the Great Dividing Range. That's good to hear. I haven't called my cousin who lives on the land or my friend, but so I don't know for sure if they got rain there, because it can be higgledy-piggledy, the weather. It can, like here in Coffs Harbour, it can rain over where my wife's late mother lived, and that's only about 3k as a crow flies, and it can be teeming with rain there, and we barely get a spit here. It just shows you how concentrated some of these rainfall areas can be. Oh, well, anyhow, and hello, George. How are you today, my friend? I hope you're well, or as well as can be expected. George made a comment and said he can't envisage what it's like to be 15 years older than he, but he's 52, I'm 67. He says the way he's feeling, he just can't envisage at 52 what it's like to be 67. Well, I can tell you, George, doesn't get much better. Oh, no. Yeah, I've got really nothing to complain about. Now, as I said before, it's and say often, it's you just got to live your life one day at a time. And if you can hear a little bit of a noise in the background, I can't, because I'm as deaf as a post. I've got a fan going here. It just keeps the air circulating in the shed. Yeah. And George came up with an idea that he and I should get together and make a video together. I like that idea. I don't really know how we do it, probably on one of these live streams. But yeah, it was his idea. He said he can even see it in his head. I can see it in my head too. I think it'd be a hoot. He said 2 grouchy old men getting together to do a live stream or to make a video together might go viral. Who knows? Maybe it would. Yes. Oh, excuse me. I'd finally got around to line trimming the edges out on the front lawn. Oh God, it took me an hour and a half. And the grass is just so wet. I mean, there's just water lying everywhere. The ground's so soft too. And I suppose now that I've line trimmed, I'll have to pull my finger out and get around to mowing it this afternoon. I don't know. So hard to motivate oneself these days. See, that's the sort of thing you can look forward to, George. Lack of motivation. Or maybe you've got lack of motivation anyhow. But George has had a YouTube channel for 8 years. And he's got something like 850 subscribers, and he's got over 1.7 million views in that 8 years, and that's pretty damn good. Yeah, you ought to be really proud of that, George. Yeah, and I've only got I've got 34 subscribers and about 9,300 views in total. And if I had something like that, I'd be ecstatic. But as I say, it's early days for me as yet. I only have my YouTube channel for 12 months. Excuse me. But if I were you, George, I would get busy with your YouTube channel. I know you're not. I know you're not keen on doing that these days, and I suppose in a way I can understand that. I can. If it wasn't for the fact that I really enjoy uploading videos and creating videos and recording videos and doing the whole kit and caboodle, I probably wouldn't have anything to do with YouTube either. But No, I really love YouTube. I do. I think YouTube's great, and I've mentioned this before that it's a wealth of information. You know, if you want to learn something, oh, get onto YouTube because there are a plethora of wonderful tutorials out there. I mean, you know, great tutorials. You can learn anything on YouTube, anything at all, and probably some things you shouldn't learn. But back to my YouTube channel, Emphysema Man continues to get views. In 2 months, it's at 1,329. That makes me very happy. And I was sort of hoping it might have gone a bit better than that, but you know, I've got to be happy with what I've got. I thought it was as much a motivational video as it was inspirational. And but you know, it's continuing to get views. 1,329 views in 2 months. That's pretty good for me. Yeah, I've now got 3 videos out of my 171 uploads that have exceeded 1,000 views, and the 3 of them are different as chalk is to cheese. I've got Emphysema Man, I've got crutching sheep in an Aussie shearing shed, and showing and using my Jakarta Model 35 air rifle. Who knows what the future may have in store for me? Yeah. But I also enjoy doing these live streams. I really do. I mean, anyone can do these. I mean, I look upon them as just being something to go out there to the world. If the world has, you know, has the decide to have a look at this these live streams, but I don't see many live streams on YouTube. You know, I've typed in live stream YouTube, and but there aren't that many on. I mean, I know one of the channels I subscribe to, Tony Northrup. Now, this is a prime example of a good YouTube channel. And this guy's, I don't like the word expert. I'd say he's although he might be the closer to an expert there is, because he really knows his stuff. I mean, he really does. And he's got terrific tutorials, but he also goes live at 5 p.m. Eastern time in the United States. And I usually don't catch his live streams when they're live, but I do watch them. And yeah, he's a very smart fella. You know, he's one cool dude. I know that there is another channel I subscribe to, Chucky2009. He's a young fellow. He's 21. He lives in Texas, United States. I say that because there's a Texas here in Australia. Yeah, there is. And it could be Texas, Texas in other countries as well. But for a young fella, he's, you know, he really knows his welding. He really does. He's very accomplished for a young fella. And I always watch his uploads. And sometimes he goes live. And, you know, just chewing the fat with folk. And but unlike me, he gets comments. You know, people comment on during the live stream, and he answers comments. He also will answer some of the comments he's had put to him on YouTube. And that's the beauty of these live streams. You know, I really love them. I really think they're great. You know, to think that you can do all this and it doesn't cost you a penny. You know, not 1 red cent. I think it's great. You know, to go out there, as I said, for potentially for all the world to see, is great. I think it's a great innovation by Google YouTube. I just, as I said before, again, I'd really like to know how to use all the apps on here. I really would. This screen share is really bugging me because I don't know how to use it. I just don't know how to use it. Excuse me. I'm just going to have a sip of tea. Yeah. Now, what was I going to say? Yeah. See, this is the thing, George. Your mind starts to drift a lot north of normal as you get older. The mind has gone way north of normal these days. It really has. Yeah. Perhaps it's because I got so much on my mind too. Although, one thing that really bugs me is, a couple of months ago, or maybe it was 3 months ago, my wife gave me a little cardboard box that had the old light bulbs in it, you know, the standard old filament light bulbs. And I prefer to use them. Maybe I should get a better light, one of the fluoro light down here, because maybe the light's not that good. Although it seems to be all right from what I can see. And I prefer the old filament bulbs, but now, you know, they're as rare, well, they're about as extinct as the dodo. And but she gave me a box, and maybe it had half a dozen or so bulbs in it. And I thought, you beauty. Yeah, you beauty. So I brought it down here to the shed, and I put it on the bench over here, and I taped the box down, and I wrote on it light bulbs. And then I thought, I'll put this box where I can't help but notice it. Yeah. How's that working for you, Dr. Phil would say? It's not. It's not working for me at all. I can't find it. I have searched high and low. I have really gone through this shed a dozen times, and I cannot find that box of bulbs. Yeah, that really aggravates me. Yeah, it does. Somewhere where I couldn't help but notice them. Oh my, right. I thought that maybe I'd put them somewhere else in another shed, because Christ knows we've got a lot of sheds here in the backyard. I've got my shed here, which is 9x4, and right at the back of this shed there's a 3x3 metre garden shed. That's a wood shed, and I store all my bits of scrap metal. And then across from here there's another 3 garden sheds, and one's chock-a-block full of old bikes, you know, bicycles. And the next one is where I keep all our, I keep the lawnmower and blower and line trimmer and all this sort of stuff. There's a hell of a lot of stuff in there. And then there's another shed, the last shed, it's full of all garden tools. And I thought, you know, maybe I might have put it in one of these sheds. So I went through all the sheds, and no, I couldn't find it. So I just don't know what has happened to that box of light bulbs. And it's so frustrating. Yeah. I'm positive they are here in this shed, but I can't find them. Oh, well, never mind. Oh, my back keeps playing up on me. Do you have that, George? Does your back play up with you? Oh, I suppose it's fairly common. I'm still not sure if it's that new mattress my wife got or not. I don't know. Maybe it's the pillows too. And I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do to this box trailer. I got a 6x4 box trailer, and I want to put a cover over it, a proper canopy. But I don't want something huge. You know, I don't want a great big tall canopy on it. I have got a cover on it already. I made it out of angle and corrugated iron. It was just because the trailer sits outdoors, and I just didn't want the rain getting on the inside. But it covers the part of the angle covers the tail, the tail section of it. Yeah, whatever. You know, the thing I do and drop down. So I've got to change it, because I am taking the trailer away with me this coming winter season, simply because I've got so much stuff to take away. And you know, I really can't think of what to do. I'll figure something out sooner or later, but it better be sooner, because I mean, this month's right into the, what is it, the 6th, and there's only 24 days of this month left, and the 31 in May, and before too long it'll be time for me to go, and I've got nothing done. Oh God, so many things to do in so little time. Yeah. Well, but I'm really looking forward to getting away. Sometimes I think I shouldn't go away, and because I'm just not feeling that much up to it. But then I know that once I get away, I'm really glad I have. And my wife can't wait to get rid of me. Oh no, she wants me to go away. Yeah, I've been doing that for the past 4 years, and she really looks forward to getting rid of me for those 3 months or so. But you can do that. Like, we've been married for 40 years. The 41 come the 15th of this June. 15th, yeah, of this June. That's right. Yeah, it didn't sound right for a second. Has that ever happened to you? Yeah, sometimes when I was writing, I typed the word IT, and for some reason it just didn't look right. I knew it was right, but it just didn't look right. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird how the mind works. Well, maybe I shouldn't be surprised the way my mind's working of late. Yeah. But yes, and I don't use my four-wheel drive all that often here at home because we've got a little Kia Rio, little 5-door hatch. That's my wife's car, even though she doesn't drive, it's her car. But and I tend to go out and turn it over every few days, but I hadn't done that for about a couple of weeks, and I went out 2 days ago and the battery was flat. Click, 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 click. Just as well I've got one of those jump start units in the back. Well, you got to. When you go bush and you go to some of the places I go, they're really isolated. You've got to be ready for all situations. And I bought one of those jump start units a few years ago, and they're damn handy. They're really handy things. Because you get a flat battery out in the bush somewhere, you can be really up the creek, the creek, without a paddle. But yeah, so the battery was flat, so come tomorrow, Tuesday, I'll have to go into town and get a new battery. But that's not unusual. Most car batteries don't last longer than a few years. Although the one in the Kia, we've had the Kia now for, oh geez, it must be 7 or 8 years. It's been a terrific little car. And we had no problem with the battery in it. But then again, it gets used just about every day. But yes, I'll be off to town tomorrow to get a new battery for the Great Wall. And I've got to get a couple of spare fan belts as well. Well, this has got 3 on them. Once upon a time, there used to be one fan belt. And it was a true fan belt. And but now this has got 3 different belts. And I've always been telling myself I need spare belts because if one of them go on your way, well, you can improvise. You can certainly improvise until you get to town. But no, I've got to get some spare belts for it as well. And maybe it's about time I got around to giving it a bit of a wash too. Pardon me. I used to wash both vehicles every week, but I haven't been doing that of late. I don't think I've washed the vehicles in the last 3 months. Oh dear. And I was planning to record another video chronographing my 2 air rifles with different pellets, because I'm like that, you see. I'm intrigued. I'm interested to know if there's any difference in velocity with different pellets, because it's the same with 22 rimfires. You can use different makes of cartridges give better results in different rifles. That's true. I've got an Anschutz 1450 22 bolt action repeater. It's a beautiful rifle, beautiful little rifle, lightweight rifle. And I tried quite a number of different brands in it, and it went for the Winchester lasers. It had a penchant for the Winchester lasers. Go figure. But that's the way it is. Different fodder for different rifles. Yeah. It's just the same if you reload, which I do. I reload for the 30-30 and the 243 and the shotgun. And what works for me might not necessarily work in another person's 243 or 30-30. Yeah. There are little nuances of difference with each caliber. It could be a rifle that's just rolled off the factory floor, and it might just be its kissing cousin, so to speak. And they can and they always test out rifles in their indoor shooting ranges, and it could give different readings using the same ammunition. Yeah, absolutely, it happens. And that's one thing I do know about. I do know about firearms. I've had a very keen interest since my mid-teens. Excuse me, have another sip of tea here. But yes, George, back to George, my friend George over in Virginia. He's got a friend, well, a so-called friend anyway, who thinks he and I are homosexuals. I don't know what gives him that idea. I can assure you I'm not. No. I don't know about George. I'm only joking, George. I'm only joking. No. And you know, George, he's one hell of a good songwriter. Yeah, he goes under the name of Willie the Wave, and I've listened to some of his songs. He writes the lyrics, and he gets other people to put together the, I suppose you call the melody, the tune. And yeah, his songs are very good. In fact, I know that he's been. Someone has asked him to put the lyrics to some music, but it just won't come to him. I understand. I completely understand, George. I really do. But as I said to George, if he gets a pen and a piece of paper and just start jotting down his thoughts, because I've told him that he should write a book, and he should. He just needs a little help with his punctuation, but I'd be happy to do that for him. Yeah, I'd be happy. Yeah, George, if you want to start writing and email me and with what you've done, I'll correct it for you. I'll put punctuation in and show where you're going wrong. No problem whatsoever. But I really think it'd be good therapy for George. It really would, George. It would really be good therapy for you, my friend. Just don't go on to Words. Don't go on to Microsoft Words and look at that blank screen with the flashing cursor. No, don't do that. That'll put you right off. And I say this to everyone who's ever thought about writing. Just get a pen and a piece of paper or a blank pad and just write down whatever thoughts pop into your head. And I will guarantee you will come up with something that will be a light bulb moment. In all the gobbledygook and all the rubbish that you write, there will be something there. It could be a word or words. It could be a sentence. It could be an entire paragraph. And it'll be a light bulb moment. You'll go, "Wow, yeah, that's what I need. Yeah, that's what I need." Try it, George, my friend. Please try it. And as I said to you before, you might, if you do that, come up with the lyrics for that music. Give it a try, George. What do you got to lose? Come on, my friend. What do you got to lose? Yeah. Oh dear. Ooh, I'm starting to sweat a little bit here. It is quite clammy, very clammy indeed. And I'm looking out at my lawn again. I only mowed it 4 or 5 days ago, and already it's this high. It's just this high again. Oh God! God damn the rain and the sun. But yes, I was back to the phonographing some different pellets out of my air rifles. But it's so wet out in my yard. That's the thing. It's just so goddamn wet. You traipse on the grass and you're leaving muddy footprints wherever you go. It'll be like that out in the front. If I get the mower out this afternoon to mow the lawn, or mow the grass and turn it into a lawn, it'll leave tracks all over. I don't like that, but yeah, it soon clears up there. I've got to mow the grass. I really have. It makes me feel uncomfortable when the grass is long. It does. It really does. Yeah. And I'm not joking. It's not a joke. No, it's not. It's not a joke. And I am really keen. George has put that, has planted that seed in my mind for doing a video together. Yeah, he has. And I've been thinking about it ever since I read his comment. I think it was yesterday. And yeah, I'd like to do that. I'd like to do that, George. Yeah. That could be a real hoot and a holler, couldn't it? I don't know. We just do it ad hoc, off the cuff. No script. Whatever pops into your head. I think it'd be great, And I'll tell you what, too, back to my YouTube channel, it's always very gratifying for me when someone shares my videos. It doesn't happen all that often, but when someone does, it's very gratifying. I said to one of my Google Plus friends, it's a young lady over in India, and she watches some of these live streams and she watches my video uploads. She's also a subscriber. And I said to her, Vani, get the word out there to the 1.3 billion population of India, my young friend, and share my video. I'm talking about still walking. You know, it's sort of died out with getting views now, but that's to be expected. That's part of the course for me. I said, get it out to those 1.3 million people in India. I said, we'll make a fortune. I said, we'll make it and I'll split it with you, 50-50. I'll give you 50% of the money pie. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine 1.3 billion people in India seeing your video? Wow. Or even 10% of them, you know, 130 million. Holy smoke. Yeah, you'd make a small fortune. You know, George was saying there was a time when he was averaging about $200 a month from his uploads. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's a nice little extra bit of pocket money. But me, I think I've made about $3.20. But as I said, it's $3.20 I didn't have before. And who knows what tomorrow's going to bring? You know, who knows what's going to happen? Maybe I might end up having my YouTube channel for 8 years. I don't know. I don't know. That'd make me 75. Ooh, mama. 75. I can't envision myself being 75. You know, I'm such a cranky old fart these days that yeah, I really am a cranky old fart these days. My wife says to me sometimes, you know, you really are a cranky old shit. And she's right. I am at times. Oh, no, it just tends to get you down after a while. It does. But that's life. Yes, after 67 years life experiences and the ups and downs and the people you meet and the people you wished you hadn't met, it begins to wear thin. It really does. You know, I was never cut out to live in the suburbs. No, I just don't like a lot of people around me. I'm a very private person. I prefer the company of one, myself. I do. Quite happy to be by myself. And as patently obvious, my wife is happy to be by herself too. But we virtually are anyhow, my wife and I. I mean, you know, we live in the house together, of course. But you know, she's in her office more than she's in any other room in the house, and I'm in my shared office more than I'm in the house. It's true. It's true. Yeah, sometimes I'll go up to the house and I'll watch the news with them. We'll have dinner together. But more often than not, I'll come down to the shed. I'll take a meal down to the shed and sit down and watch the news in private. Yeah. Because when the commercials come on, I like to hit the mute button. I do. Because the commercials drive me nuts. And here I can do that. But if I do it in the house, if I'm sitting next to my dearly beloved, she doesn't like me doing it. No, I don't know. So I'm master of all I survey down here in the shed, and it's my fortress of solitude. And I can do whatever I like. And when I go to my shed office, she goes to her office usually. At the moment, she's putting together some patches of crochet she's done. Oh, I think that's 56 altogether. She's making a double bedspread. Oh, it's going to look great. I mean, she's made heaps of these things over the years. My son put one of them on Facebook, and people were really impressed with them. And because she was trying to figure out, you know, what they'd be worth to sell, and it's hard to put a price on something like that because you really can't say charge $10 an hour for your labour because it just takes hundreds of hours to make these things. So you can't charge $1,000 or something like that. You can't, because normally with her it's more like a labour of love. You know, well, it's not a labour for us. I mean, she just loved doing it. You know, just like I love doing my videos for YouTube, and it's the same with her with the crochet. And I think she wouldn't have any problem at all selling them. No, not at all. You know, $100, $150, I think it'd be more than reasonable for something like that. Although I think that's probably a bit cheap. I think, you know, maybe $300 might be more like it, because there's a lot of work goes in that. And, you know, there's there'd be 100 hours or more of work goes into each of those quilts. I mean, we're talking something, you know, that's 2 by 2 meters, you know, 4 square meters, maybe a bit more. A lot of work goes in there. They're only little squares, only about so big. You know, probably about I don't know, 150 mil by 150 mil squares, and then they've got to be all put together with no, whatever. Yeah, they've all got to be put together with something else she's got to crochet on it. I don't know. Anyhow, but I'm rambling on, and I really haven't got any more to say. But I don't think I've done too bad today. I've been trying to look at the camera, trying to keep my eyes on the camera, but I don't know. I keep getting distracted. But yeah, I think I've done pretty well today. I don't think I've up on art as much as I used to, and I just hope that this video isn't a stop-start as the last one I made on Easter Saturday, because when I looked at it, oh, it was shocking. It was sort of thing, you know what I mean? And I found it really aggravating. So I hope this doesn't turn out like that. So anyhow, look, I'm going to call it quits. It's 1:31, and I'm no sense wasting my time and your time. So as usual, I will say, George, thank you for watching, and let's get together and talk about this, making a video together, because I think it would be great. It's something I'd like to do, and we'll nut it out and see what we can come up with. And yeah, let's do it, George. Let's do it. Yeah, please. Let's get out and do it. So thanks you for watching, George. And until tomorrow, which well, I hope I'll be around tomorrow, because it depends how I get stuck doing getting this battery done, and my wife wants to go into town and do a few things. But I will do my best. And so until tomorrow, bye for now. Oh, yeah. So long, folks. That's all, folks.